Have you ever wanted to get into Bleach but told yourself, there's too many episodes, I don't have enough time for that? Well, we're gonna get you caught up to that sucker in less than a year. How's it going, guys? Foul Plays here. Today we're gonna be discussing how to get caught up to Bleach before the 1,000-year Blood War arc. Now, at this current point, there's no official release date for the series to be returning. This will take roughly around 13 weeks and will include one filler arc, but that filler arc does contain some stuff that is included in the manga. And when we're doing this, we're going to be covering about 21 episodes a week, which is roughly 3 episodes a day, which relates into 1 hour per day. But before we get into anything, go ahead and smash that like button down below, and don't forget to click subscribe so you don't miss out on any future uploads. And while you're down there, let me know what you think about Bleach. Do you like it? Do you love it? Are you in the middle? Do you think it's mid? Let me know. Now in week 1, we start off with episodes 1 through 21. This is the straight shot, no fillers included, and in this arc, it covers the Substitute Soul Reaper arc, which has Ichigo unlocking his Soul Reaper powers for the first time, and it also introduces us to the rest of the main cast, being Rukia, Chad, Uryu, and Orihime. Now, heading on into week 2, we cover the episodes of 22 to 43, and this is the beginning of the Soul Society arc, which has the crew pretty much going to save Rukia from being executed in a whole new world that is called the Soul Society, which is where the arc gets the name from. And we do have a filler episode to skip, which is episode 33. This has no plot relevancy. Literally, you could skip it. Next up, we have week 3, which is episodes 43 to 110. This finishes up the Soul Society arc. There is a filler arc in this, but it's not completely necessary. It really just describes how Ichigo is able to use his Bankai in the real world, rather than only in the Soul Society. You could skip it. I skipped it personally. I just couldn't get invested in it. But the filler is episode 50, and then you also have that filler arc that is episodes 164 all the way until 108. Now, heading on into week 4, we start the Arrancar arc, which starts on episode 111, and it lasts all the way until like a whole nother list. But for this week only, we're gonna go up to 139, which has some stuff dealing with a new group called the Vizards. And I'm not going to try to get into spoiler territory, but some stuff happens with Orihime. It's an action-packed time, but you do have a couple of episodes to be skipped, which are episodes 128 all the way to 137. It's a little filler arc that really deals with a little bit of Hisagaya's past and just explains why he is the way he is, but it's really unimportant. If you want to go and check it out, check it out. Now, heading on into week 5, this is the start of the Hueco Mundo arc, which is by far one of the longest arcs in the whole series, but it is one of my favorite arcs in the whole series, and that starts on episode 140, and for this week, we're only going to go up to 163. And in this arc, you get introduced the Arrancars, and there's a couple of fights that also occur. Not going to really go into the details with the fights, but you do have a little filler arc that really isn't necessary. It just gives a little bit of context of why Rukia's in Hueco Mundo and all that. It just ties in perfectly, but that's episodes 147 to 149. Not necessary at all. You can skip them if you want to. Heading on into week 6, we start off with episode 164, and that brings us all the way to 208. During this week, you can continue on with the Hueco Mundo arc, and you end up starting with the past arc, which pretty much gives intel into how the past was with the Vizards and Aizen, and explains why they are the way they are. But there is a filler arc that is in here, which is from episode 168 all the way to 169. But I would recommend that you go and watch this arc, because it does give a little bit of insight into the new Squad 13 captain, but that captain does not last all the way through. But it's a nice arc to just you know, get the mindset of the Bleach universe and all of that. Now, heading on into week 7, we have episodes 208 to 234. Now, this continues the Arrancar arc, and we also start a new arc, which is a filler arc. But this filler arc does connect to the 1,000-year Blood War arc, which it makes it semi-canon, so I included it in. Now, heading on into week 8, you are just continuing on with the filler arc, and that brings us all the way up to week 9, which covers episodes 257 all the way up to 277, and that finishes the Rebellion arc, and it continues into the Aizen arc, which pretty much gives us an insight into the working mind of Aizen and why he did everything he did. And heading on into week 10, we wrap up things in the Aizen arc. We finally learn a little bit about his past and all of that jazz. And we do have a couple of filler episodes that we do have to skip, which is episodes 287, 298, and 299. These are pointless filler episodes. They mean nothing to the series, probably just expanding the world just a bit, but they're not necessary at all. Going into week 11, we have episodes 302 all the way to 331, and this wraps up the first part of the series. Now I am going to put a spoiler warning right here. We're going to just put a time code right down here. There's a little bit of spoilers up ahead, but there is a filler arc that has Ichigo slowly losing his powers and ultimately losing sight of Rukia, and he has no connections to the Soul Society after this point in the story. But there is a couple episodes that you do have to skip, which are episodes 303, 304, and 305. Now heading on into week 12, we wrap up that filler arc, which was a really good arc. Don't get me wrong, guys. Please go and watch that arc. It actually makes a little bit of sense. And then you're finally at the time skip. And this out there, I did cry there. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I bawled. Like, come on, who doesn't bawl? Heading on into this week, you're also going to start the Fullbringer arc, and in my opinion, it's a cool arc. You get to see characters that have different kind of powers that relate to their personality. I think it's cool, but it is one of those arcs that does have a little bit of controversy surrounding it in the fandom as being one of the worst arcs in there. I like the arc. From here on out, there is no filler going into the series except for the last bit, but that's just opening it up for another series. But heading on into week 13, you're going to be watching episodes 353 all the way to 366. Now, this is a smaller week. You're probably going to be finished with the series, and now you're finally ready for the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. Now, from here, we probably will just have to wait on for the anime adaptation to be finally finished so we could go back and update this. But if you guys did enjoy today's video, don't forget to smash that like button down below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe, and let me know what you think about Bleach down in the comment section below. And if you would like to see another one of these videos covering Fairy Tail or another popular shonen series, let me know down in the comment section below. And with that, I'm gonna get the heck out of here. I'm Foul Plays, and I'm out.